So let's start on inviting the right person. And now we're going to wait for Tuğçe to come. Hopefully, yes, she is there. Yay! Press down.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Live. Right. So it's not moving the thing for me. Go live. Yes, I've accepted that. Can you see me on your screen? This is.
Yes, you're here. You're gone. Press to join. Okay, let's invite it again. Yes, you'll come back.
Okay. Strangely, it's not coming up for me to share. Normally it would say share.
We'll do for now. I mean, we will see.
Okay.
I can see you.
I can't see myself.
You're
either.
here. But you can't see you.
No. I can't see what my background,
your background
looks
like. Is good. There is no fluff.
I got
Yes.
the angles right. Okay. Right. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to watch because it's still asking me if I want to be in this video, live video. And I said, yes, go live.
Weird. You're gone. There's a special live. It's how to adapt with technology when the technology doesn't answer. That's a perfect example of flow. Or non-flow in this case, of how to break your flow, or how technology can have difficulty to adapt to the flow you want to bring it or they want to get in. So I'm going to try again. And she's there.
I could hear you actually. It's quite good. I like that. How to break a flow. I really felt like my flow had been broken then.
Okay.
But I'm very confident that we're going to get back into flow with grace and ease.
We never know. Well, if you can hear me, at least I can tell you you're on the screen for me, and I can hear you well. So it's for whatever reason, maybe you're in an expansion energy or you're in different frequency that disturb Instagram. That there is a big chance of that. And as I said, it's a really good expression of flow or non-flow. When things have to catch up around us, or when we feel we have to catch up things around. So thank you for the example.
Pleasure. Oh, good. Good. So shall we?
Yeah. Shall we start? Yes.
I think you kind of really said it there, Vanessa. We talk about awakening our flow, and here we go. Something else is trying to disturb my flow by pinging me messages. Do not disturb is on. Yeah, why does that come? And I guess what I was thinking, Vanessa, what kind of came through my mind was what helps you to, what does flow mean to you, and what helps you get into your flow?
For me, flow, it's in a simple way, it's like a wave. You get onto the wave and you're just making one with the wave. There is no doubt, there is no long time to decide. It's just, you just go with the flow. It's really get onto the wave and be excited by what's going to be happening around you and what you're creating on the time. So it's not even a question of time and space. It's just, it's there. You choose to take the wave or not. But obviously a lot of things can pull you out of the flow. That's what we're experiencing the most of time, because there is schedules to respect. This all kind of illusion that we can manage the time. And this all, it's an old paradigm also of Newtonian time, and that doesn't reflect the real kind of time, that is more your time. And you don't need to block time, you don't need to catch up with the time, because time is you. And depending on what you feel on the moment or what you're doing or not doing, you're going to see the time running from you, or you're going to see just the time went really fast because I enjoyed myself so much. It's all about that. So when you're in this flow, time doesn't matter. When you're creating something, when you're in your craft, or when you are at the purest kind of space of what you are meant to be or meant to do, but more meant to be, you're just in this wave and everything feels easy. You receive, you let go, and off we go. It's just a constant kind of feeling. But technology is one of the the one that cut the flow a lot. The one that trying to brings us out sometimes, or most of the time, of flow, schedules, responsibilities to other people, especially as women, that we've been kind of, you are the carer, you have to take care of everyone, and maybe you at the bottom of the list. So it's really all this space that, why can't you be you when you're doing all these things? It's not true. You can be you, and you can say to your kids, well, I need a bit of time for me, I need to just ground and have my coffee alone, for example, and not doing anything else, and just enjoying my coffee. And then I'm going to play with you. But it's accepting also that we are not made for this old paradigm and old patterns that we've been kind of pushed in. It's in our reflexes, but you can still cut these cords and choose to be in your own flow and choose the flow of the day. Sometimes the flow, it needs to be respected depending on the body feels. Like if you need rest, you need to accept, I'm in a flow of rest. Everything will be a bit slower, and I choose different kind of food, I choose more water, or things like this. And when you are in this excitement of flow, you are just running in a good way, and everything is exciting and sparkling, and you need a lot of energy. And that's why you can't be always be in the same flow. But you have this, instead of kind of be absorbed by one flow or the other, you can see, okay, I'm really excited right now. What can I do or be in this excitement to choose the right wave? And knowing that at some point you're going to have to choose the wave of rest. So it's really about understanding that you can't be and do the same thing the same way every day. We put on ourselves these schedules, you have to do that every day, and you have to be like this every day, like patience. I mean, it's not in my nature to be patient, for example. So it's a lot to ask from me to be patient all the time. I cannot be patient all the time. I have phase of patience, and then when I'm too tired because of whatever reason, well, it's not possible. So I prefer taking my space out of it and choose to be, okay, it's fine for now, come back when I'm more grounded. So it's really understanding you can't be on the same flow, and you don't need to be on the same flow. But you need to understand your own flows. You need to understand how, when you're on the flow, oh yes, great, I'm on the just on the flow right now. It's easy to write, it's easy to do the chores, it's easy to do this and that, and see why is that so easy today.
Yeah. And I asked, bringing us the question is that what practices do you have? Do you have any practices that help you to get into that flow? That you...
A lot is about breath. It's remastering this really simple basic things that is breath. I don't practice any yoga breath. It's just a normal, but not a normal breath, but it's an expansive breath that I'm using for myself that helped me ground myself a lot. And also this any movement. I mean, and I'm talking about movement and not even talking about exercises. Exercises is one of the tools to practice and know better your body, but movements, when you're feeling, when it's too much, you need to check it. When you feel like hinged, you need just to stretch a bit more. And more you can practice, more you can be aware of these things that you feel, and more you can practice how you can respond to it, instead of kind of pulling you out of your flow. And it's a lot of little things. It's a lot of having, okay, I'm feeling it's too much in me. What can I do right now to help myself? Drink some water, put your feet into water, even having a shower, literally, to really connect with the basic of we are part of nature.
Yeah.
It's
or taking your socks out, go outside barefoot.
Exactly. If you have the opportunity to have a garden or something with grass, not something human made, but
mud.
even wood or something, or mud, you go, just be barefoot and ground yourself in there. Just put your feet in there, walk around in this space. If it rains, go in the rain. This is magical when you're going in the rain. If there is a thunderstorm, go out in the thunderstorm. It's magical.
Magical walking in the rain, absolutely.
It's perfect place. It's because we're not really lizard. If you like sun, be in the sun. It's a bit more complicated sometimes. But just, you don't need to have a lot of things. You don't need to have gadgets. You don't need to have anything. Literally, your body is telling you, it sends you signals every day, every minute, every second of what you really need. And if you learn how to listen these signals, you're going to correct yourself more easily and use the right tool easily to go back into your flow. But the main thing to understand is you can't be or do the same flow all the time. That's a human idea. It's like being in the same season all year long. That's not possible. Some countries have just 2 seasons, some part of the world, but we are, for example, in a 4 season time. You can't do the same thing all the year long. You don't need to. You can't eat the same food. You can drink the same water, but you can't eat the same food. And we need to respect and replace our cycle. As women, we have cycles of, on average, 28 days. It's made for that. So we need to respect these phases, like the moon. It's to be aware of that.
Even if you don't have a menstrual cycle anymore, it's the moon cycle. And I think that's really important. Men have a 24-hour phase clock. Women have a 28-day clock. So we have to be in alignment with that. And actually, that definitely helps that flow. When you talked about the time earlier, I think that's really, important. Is that Chronos time is that kind of 4th dimensional, the 3rd dimensional reality time that we're in, the Chronos. And then there's Kairos. So there's that, there's 2 different types of time. Exactly. They've talked about it. I think the ancient Greeks that spoke about this. And it's, yeah, when you step into that, you talk about it as that wave. And I think that's a lovely analogy, the wave or metaphor. It's almost when I kind of look at it as being a painter, but you're the painter, but not just the painter, you're also the paintbrush, you're the paint itself and the canvas all at once. And you kind of like, when you're stepping that, you're entering this oneness, right? This kind of level of consciousness where you're kind of almost, as you know, you're one with everything, with the paint, with the work that you're doing. And you know, when we're in that, you know, when I'm, you know, writing something or working on a project, and you're in that flow, and you can feel that and think, whoa, that's that beauty of that. And it's such a dance, I think, isn't it? Really, with that divine feminine energy. You know, it's really that kundalini, that shakti energy, which we need to, which we can activate, you know, through movement. As you said, you know, dance is a really great way, isn't it? Moving that energy through, like you said, it has to flow through us. But then that masculine energy as well, that balance of the doing, not the toxic side of it, you know, which we talked about last week, right? When we're so much in our toxic masculine. And I guess just to say here, actually, when we're talking about feminine and masculine energy, it's energy. We're not talking about, it's nothing to do with gender. It's nothing to do with, you know, any of that. It's to do with, we all have feminine and masculine energies within, and we all have to kind of balance that energy. And we do live in a time, like you mentioned, that programming that we've got, all that conditioning of being so busy and putting others first, people pleasing, putting everyone's needs ahead of our own needs, putting our kids ahead of ours, kind of being that kind of almost martyry kind of, that is really toxic feminine energy, right? It's extreme. So, you know, we can be in that state of receiving and surrender and trust that, you know, that's a very empowered feminine state to be in. And we need that masculine energy, right? Don't we? We need to get into, we need to do things. We don't want to be busy all the time, or you know, controlling or demanding. You kind of take action. We need to give sometimes, and be logical sometimes. Can't sometimes it helps, doesn't it? But getting into that flow and that heart space as well, right? That using that heart, you know, we think about our hearts and how powerful the heart center is, the heart itself, right? As an organ. It is 50 times more electric than the brain and 5,000 times more electromagnetic, right? And it extends, you know, that expansive extends all around us, and people 3 feet away, we can feel that. And there's lots of scientific research on this, so I'm not going to go, you know, talk
because
about that part.
If it's not about the brain, it's not important. That's one of the problem at the moment. I think it's that we're still putting the brain as the main organ, and yes, for different reasons it's important, but it doesn't work if there is not a heart working well or a gut's working well. So it's really
So that's it, isn't it? The information goes heart first to the brain receives as a receiver.
I always describe the brain as a transmitter. It adapts depending on what stimulations you give. And it's for me, it's a transmitter between the body and the mind, but he's not the boss. He learns, and we need it, obviously. It's a really precious one, but he can't really do more than if he's alone. It's not possible. But we still have that integrated into our education through Descartes, telling us that if we don't think, we don't exist. And literally it got on this idea that he's a brain with two kind of he exists just by his brain. And I was just, when I learned that, I was just, your body doesn't matter. No, your body
Yeah.
doesn't do anything except kind of what being on in your way, if I understood well. So it's really important just to understand that we are physical and we are emotional and mental and energetical. Is never one side. It's not a coin. It's 3-4 dimension that we are living in. So I really love your analogy with the painter, the brush, and the canva, because it's all in in our our possibility to change anything from us. Despite everything around us, we can do whatever we need to do through this. Whatever change we need to go through, it's to be aware first and understand that, well, your flow, you can choose your flow. You can channel your anger and not getting to the hate. You can shift your sadness. You can understand and be into the sadness for some time because you need to heal, and then open when you feel ready for. Just because you've been living in some way for some time doesn't mean it has to be like this for the rest of your life. It's something we have the free will with. We choose our flow, we choose our paint. So we choose our canva. We just choose, if you choose a really tiny canva,
and the colors, right?
Yes, and the colors. It sounds like a lot. Oh, I have so much choices, and it can be scary when we've been in a kind of a mold of you have no choice, you have no opportunities, and you have nothing left for you. But it can be scary when you discover, no, at the end of the day, I have the choice. I don't need to be like I've been told to, or do what what I've been told to. So it's a challenge to choose the flow, because it is scary to do that. But that's why there are guides everywhere, and there is obviously us, but we have all so many tools around us to help us choose the right thing for us. But at the end of the day, it is our choice to do. So the flow is really, it's magical, but know that you can get into it whenever you need. You don't need to wait for a specific time and space to get into your flow. You can just take the wave whenever you need, whenever you see it. Also.
Yeah, ride the wave, exactly.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And is there anything else on the slide that we want to share with everyone? Again, I still can't see myself, so hopefully I'm actually on the video. People are just
you
watching.
Are? I can see you. That's funny. I can see you. Instagram at this, or technology apparently today has decided with you that we are not on the same frequency.
With my laptop not working earlier, and that was quite a little bit of a scary moment, a hairy moment, not scary, but hairy. But and then my phone. So maybe this is a sign for me to maybe be more creative, get off the technology, and because I think we are distracted by technology a lot, and I think it does disrupt our flow.
For me, it is. Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah,
and it disrupts not only our flow, but it's a distraction to ourselves, and that trust and that self-trust that we again, we give away to so much, right? We give it away, our control is taken away, and I feel like, these are our phones. And don't get me wrong, I love my smartphone. It helps me to connect with family around the world. It does, so, clients around the world. It helps us so much, but we are the ones in control. We are not slaves to technology. We are, we the mistresses, the masters of our technology, and choose to use it, because, like I said, we have a choice. We get a great dopamine hit every time we hear a bing, right? But we don't need that. We can get those hits from other practices, and that practice comes with being really in tune with our own bodies, and learning to listen to that within us, which make that, once we strengthen that, it is so powerful, and it really supports us in our lives to kind of strengthen our boundaries, right? To be that. So
exactly,
like you said, Vanessa, you know, I'm going to have my coffee is what you said. I'm going to go. Mummy needs to go and have some time out. I do this. I have my cacao in the afternoon. So, right, kids, Mummy's going to go and drink cacao. I don't like me calling them be called Mummy anymore. That's apparently it's babyish. We need to create those boundaries and have those healthy boundaries.
Yeah, and that's why we choose this name for our retreat. It's because it's really about this flow that we've been disconnecting, and the flow to ourselves especially, and how to jump on it just with ease and with trust, and yes, with fear, because fear that always comes, but staying in charge. We are staying in charge of the drive, and we are staying in charge of the wave. And although we choose to have one day and one space to be able to nourish and realign to our flows, it is something just to, like a bubble. That's an offer of bubble, offer of bubble, that where you can see by yourself how much powerful you are, how much choice you have, or opportunities you can make, or you can create, and to have this time for really realigning you to you, and reducing this gap between the body and the mind, because they can be challenging. And yeah, you have guidance, not doing that alone, also doing in a really small group, and with our guidance, with our tools, and choose what is right for you. That's something we forget so much. Just to be able to choose what is right for us.
Exactly. And we'll be sharing the link in the comments. So look, see if this resonates with you. And if you've got any questions, you know, you can jump on a call with Vanessa and myself, or just DM us and answer any questions.
We love questions. Yes, we love questions.
And thank you for those who asked last week. But more questions, we'll be happy to share them on the next live.
Yeah. So we see you another time next week for live. But yes, as Tuğçe said, please feel free to ask us any question, DM on my page, on her page, on email, on whatever you need, or find a link for to us. And we'll be here. We can even have a chat, a call chat, if it's easier for you. And we're going to be here anyway to help you out. That's the main thing. So in this case, the link,
feel free to share as well. And we'll be very happy if you know someone who might resonate with this, to share away.
But feel free. I will put the link in the comments for this video, and the link is in our bios in any case. And we wish you just to be safe, and just to have maybe a aha moment. Tell us if you have a aha moment with this live, and comment and share, please. And we'll see you next week for another live.
Yes.
Bye.
See you all next week. Bye.